it is so exhilarating to visit with you, because you are exploring life out here on the nitty-gritty leading edge. And as you sift through your relationships and the contrast that surrounds you, and you come to constant new conclusions about what would be an improvement, not just you, the full-fledged human genius creator, but the cells in your body are doing that. One-celled organisms are doing that, because every particle of consciousness, physically focused, is having exposure to life and requesting improvement. That's what the evolution of all species is about, you see. And we've noticed as we interact with you that you have a hard job, in the sense that because you are the brilliant, thinking decipherers of contrast, you often shoot yourself in the foot by clinging to the negative side of it more than any other species on your planet. In other words, your animals don't hold grudges, and they don't feel petty jealousy. Now, your domesticated beasts, we will agree, they begin to act a bit like you as they hang around in your vibrational energy. But we just want to point out to you that the natural state of physical life, all inclusive, whether it's the organisms in your dirt or the cells in your body or the flora and fauna, every bit of that which is physical is exploring contrast and launching rockets of expansion. And every bit of everything that you know as physical stuff has non-physical counterpart who takes the new expansion immediately. So, for example, when an organism living in its environment sets forth a preference, source receives that preference immediately and offers the inspiration about it. For example, let's say that there are many beings, let's call them fish, in your ocean, and the temperature of the water is warming because of volcanic activity, usually, or it's an area that's become more interested and focused upon by human, and so it has become more commercial. So this animal, fish, living in the sea, exposed to the contrast that is changing, launches a rocket of desire, loving the privacy of life, loving the smooth energy of life, knowing what it's supposed to feel like to be a fish in the water, and noticing it doesn't feel quite like it used to feel. So launching a rocket of desire. Are you up to speed with us here? So the inner being of this sea creature receives that rocket immediately, comes to the knowing that there is improvement, and offers inspiration, which collectively these creatures receive. Then humans says, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. The fish aren't where they were. Our planet is in peril. And we say, your fish have received the inspiration and have moved to a more satisfying place for them. And humans say, well, that's screwy, because they're supposed to be here to satisfy me. And I like them better where they were. And now I don't know where they are, but I will find them. We want you to understand that the well-being of your planet is certain, because as all who inhabit it, which does not only include you, but definitely does include you, as you have your exposure to life and you launch your rockets of preference, the larger part of you receives your request and literally becomes the vibrational version of it, holding steady the vibrational light of the improved version that you, all of you, have carved out, offering you the unequivocal opportunity to find vibrational alignment with that furthermost expansion. And in fact, then and only then will you experience the joy that you have been born to experience. In other words, you just can't live on this planet and launch all these rockets and stay over here apart from the rockets that you have launched. You cannot continue to vibrationally expand while you continue to physically, materialistically complain without holding yourself in opposition to your own expanded creation. And that's what emotions are. The better you feel, the better you're keeping up with the expanded version of the creation of you. The worse you feel, the worse you're keeping up with the expanded creation version of you. Don't you love knowing that? Don't you love knowing that you are the creator of your experience? Don't you love knowing the part that you play in the expansion of all that is? And isn't it soothing to you in many regards to understand that the manifested version of this planet already exists in vibrational form in this vortex of creation? That's why we can say to you, you don't need to worry about anything except worrying. The only thing that we want to call your attention to is the chronic negative emotion that you are willing to endure. That is nonsensical to the non-physical version of you, because we don't do it for a minute. When you're over there complaining, we're out of there. Doesn't mean we're not aware of you, doesn't mean we don't adore you, doesn't mean we don't focus on you, but we do not focus upon your object of complaint. Because if we were to focus upon your object of complaint, out of the vortex we would go. And we are far too vibrationally trained for that. And that's why we can let you know that the well-being of what you know as physical is assured, because the non-physical, who holds the versions that you and the fish in the sea and the organisms have been launching, this non-physical energy that holds this new and improved version that you are eternally setting forth, is the frequency from which new physical beings, human and otherwise, are born into the physical environment. You see what that means? That means that even if all of you watched CNN and got negative on the same day, large numbers of you will croak your way right back into source energy, while large numbers of you will birth your way right back into the physical environment, knowing the well-being, while large numbers of you are meditating your way into the vortex, aligning yourself deliberately. In other words, the balance of your planet is in good hands.